So this is the output. I'm going to start with the output for experiment number 2. So we are not going to change the circuit layout. We are still sticking with the LED. We are still sticking with the resistor. The long leg is still going into pin 11, and at the end, the short leg which is connected to the resistor back down to the black wire is going into the ground. So that has not changed at all. Experiment 1 showed it blinking. But you can see what we are getting here in experiment 2 is that the LED is gaining in light intensity. And then off, getting brighter, 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 brightest, and off. So we have not done anything different with the hardware. What we have done is just change the codes. And shall we see what we did to the codes to get it to this point? Alright, so let's take a look at the codes.
And here we are again. So what we're going to do is that we're going to be doing another experiment involving the LED. And this time we want to make the LED gradually light up. Okay, so you should have done an experiment whereby the LED turns on, off, on, off. So now what we want to do is not just turn it on straight, we want to gradually light it up. So this is what we're going to do. Same thing, let's get rid of this pesky panda over here. Don't get me wrong, I love me animals, but in this case, it's taking up too much space. So, follow along. If you can remember, what's the first thing we have to do is to check that we have the correct board selected. In this case, we are using the Arduino Uno. So yes, next, let's go to robots and tell the robots that we are creating an Arduino program. Now we want something to happen. We want the LED to gradually light up, turn off. Gradually light up, turn off. So that's what we want to continuously happen. So what we are going to do is that we are going to create a forever loop. Okay, so in this case, what we want is over here, we want to set the PWM pin. PWM stands for pulse width modulation. So what happens with digital is that you either get a low or high, 0, 5 volts. But with PWM, we can actually gradually increase it in steps. Yeah, so it allows us to do a gradual increase or gradual decrease depending on what we want. So in this case, we want the LED to gradually increase in its brightness. So if I'm not mistaken, we have still kept the pin out to be pin 11, and so it's going to start off at a 0 volt. So it's going to start off not lit. Okay, 0. And let's keep this for maybe 1 second. Might be too long. We don't want to stay here till we're old and gray. So let's maybe put it to 0.3 seconds. All right, so for 0.3 seconds it's going to stay dark, and then we want to slowly light it up. So what we're going to do is that we're going to right click over here, click duplicate, bam, this comes out, and we are going to increase the brightness in stages of 50 perhaps. Okay, so it's going to be dim, and then it's going to slowly lighten. Right, it's going to be slowly lit. So let's do a duplicate. I want 4 at a shot. Boom. So I'm going to change this to 100, and I'm going to change this to 150, and let's go all the way in. Okay, one more last duplicate, and this one I'm going to go all to 255. The maximum is 255. Yeah, so it's weird that way, 255. So what we have here is a output at pin 11 going from 0, nada, zip, and then it's going to increase to 50, to 100, to 150, to 250. So in this case, the LED is going to slowly light up, and then the loop says you go back up, start at 0. So it's going to be slowly lit up, off, start at 0, slowly light up, off, start at 0. So this is what the instructions are for the loop. And then from here, you just need to upload it to your Arduino and wait for the magic to happen.